Way to go, Blues! Stanley Cup champions. First time ever. Awesome, awesome job. But that's not what I'm talking about today. Hey, Dobby. Hey, Dobby. My dog Dobby showed up. See? What are you doing in here? Anyway. Okay. You got food in there, you goofy dog. Okay. Today what we're going to talk about is commuting in an electric car or the Chevy Volt first generation, which is what I have. 2015 is mine. The second generation started in 2016, which had a different body style and a larger battery. And I'm in the minority here, but I think the first generation looks better, just looks, that's all I'm talking about, than the second gen. And I actually like the bucket seats in the back. I like the fact that's kind of unique and different. Most people don't care for that. But anyway, today we're not talking about the looks of them. We're talking about commuting. If your commute is less than 40, 50 miles, then I think the Chevy Volt, even first generation, would be a great idea. The closer to 40, the better, because you'll burn less gas. Like today, look at this right here. I went to Brooklyn, Arkansas from Paragould. That's northeast Arkansas for you that don't know. 24.5 miles round trip is what I drove. Didn't burn any gas, 6.4 kilowatt hours used, and I still have 16 miles left on the battery. Now let's look at what it would cost. And let's just say if that was my workplace, which was, 12, almost 13 miles away. Here's an Excel file I made. And you'll see on the left has the date. And then it's divided among two types of cars. EV, electric vehicle, ICE, internal combustion engine. Now on the internal combustion engine cars, I used the national average of 25 miles to the gallon. I think it was actually like 24 and a half. I just rounded up to 25. That's your average car according to the government. Now, gas price right now for premium is $2.90 a gallon, which is what the first generation requires. Second generation does not require that. And a lot of people say you can put regular unleaded in the first gen and it won't hurt it. And then there's people that say those people are insane and they shouldn't do it. I'm not going to do it. I just do what the owner's manual says and what the manufacturer recommends, even if it's a waste of money. I'm not going to take the chance. But anyway, now I used 6.4 kilowatt hours at 6.5 cents per kilowatt hour in my neck of the woods. That's 42 cents of electricity for me. I drove 24.5 miles, and let me bring up another graph. Let's look at the cost comparison. The gas car didn't use any gas. My Volt didn't use any gas. The average gas car would have burned $2.84 worth of gas. The cost, electricity, 42 cents. The cost in gas, $2.84 for the ICE vehicle. 2 cents per mile for the Chevy Volt, 9 cents per mile for the average gas vehicle. And I can go 58.9 miles for every dollar I spend. But not really, because I would have ran out of electricity at 40 miles. But my Excel file, it just runs numbers. I don't know anything about that. 58.9 miles for every dollar, and I spend. While a gas car is 8.6 miles for every dollar I spent. I would have spent. That gives us a total of 170.7 mpge. Now, I don't use the definition the government uses for mpge. Their definition is convoluted and it's hard to figure out. How in the hell they get that number? For me, mpge seriously means equivalent. It means what it would cost for a gas car to go the same distance as I went on the same day, at the same speed, same everything. But basically, a gas car that got 170.7 miles per the gallon would have cost the same as I spent today going to Brooklyn. So if you had a 170.7 mile per gallon gas car at $2.90 per gallon and drove what I did today, then it would have cost you 42 cents, just like it cost me 42 cents. But now here's the deal. That $2.90 a gallon is the last price I paid for premium unleaded. If you change that to regular unleaded, which almost every car uses regular unleaded. If you change it to regular unleaded, which is about $2.50 a gallon right now, then here's what you get. Look at this. The gas price would have dropped to $2.45. It's also the total cost. And then all of a sudden you can get 10 miles for every dollar. And the MPGE drops to 147.2. Because the lower gas is, the lower my MPGE is going to be. Of course, because the farther you can go on that gas in a gas car. But 147.2 is probably a more honest number, since most cars use, regular unleaded gas. So 147.2, man, that's awesome. I don't care. I'll take that number. I'll take 170.7, whichever one. It's such a cheap car to drive. So let's say your commute is 25 miles round trip. In non-winter, because I did have my air on, and my air did run most of the way, which I was kind of surprised. It was only 71 outside. I had the air on 74 on automatic, and it ran, it felt like a low speed, for almost the whole trip, if not the whole trip. So you would have spent, what was it again? 42 cents. Let me look. Yeah, 42 cents. You spent 42 cents. So let's get my calculator out here. And 0.42 times 5 days, you spend $2.10 a week to get to work and back. Provided it's 25 miles. Provided you also pay 6.5 cents per kilowatt hour. Provided it's also mostly flat like mine is. There's so many variables when it comes to electric cars. There's no way you can say for sure. There's no way I can tell you, gentlemen watching from California, that it's going to cost you $2.10 to drive your car 25 miles 5 days a week, because it's not. Because I know your rates are a hell of a lot higher than they are here in Arkansas. And I hear a lot of places in Canada you can charge for free. Maybe they could drive the trip for nothing. I don't know. So there's so many variables to electric cars. Elevation, hills, speed, temperature. In winter, instead of 42 cents, it'd probably be close to double that, 70 or 75 cents, which is still dirt cheap. Dirt cheap. Because heat does take a lot of energy. The air conditioner, not as much. Especially once the cabin is cooled down and all it has to do is maintain it. But, my thing is, used electric cars and used Volts are very reasonable on the used market. Now, if your commute is more than 40 miles, you can just burn gas, and the Chevy Volt, even at 70, 74 miles an hour, it tends to get about 35, 36 miles to the gallon. Lower speeds, you may get up to 40 miles to the gallon once the generator kicks in. If your commute is more than 40 miles and you don't want to burn gas, then get a pure EV. You can get a short-range pure EV really reasonable. My Chevy Spark EV 2015 lost about 70% of its value in 3 years when I bought it. It was $29,000 new. I paid $94, $96, I can't remember how much, which is a good price. And they haven't dropped at all in the last year. When I bought mine, most of them were going for about $10,500. On Carvana's website, they still seem to be going for about $10,500 a year later. They have not dropped a bit in the last year. The first 3 years, they took a huge hit. My car, mine's not the premium, my 2015 Volt, I'm guessing it sold for high 30s. I picked it up for $14,000, 4 years old, 57,000 miles. I think that's about a 60% drop, somewhere in there. So you can pick them up used. Now, my EV hating cousin would say, well, the reason they drop so much in price because nobody wants the pieces of what. Well, I think a more reason is that people don't know about them. People are kind of worried about them. People are always, whenever somebody mentions maybe getting an electric car, they're always so worried about what it's going to cost to replace the battery. Unless it's a Nissan Leaf, I wouldn't worry too much about it. And even most Nissan Leaf's battery is fine, but they have had the most problem out of any car out there, the Nissan Leaf. So I'd be leery about buying one. Now there's Nissan Leaf lovers out there that I probably just teed off. But it's the truth. It's just a fact. But Chevy takes all kinds of steps to guard against battery degradation and the battery failing. Plus they have good warranties. I think either 8 or 10 years. I can't remember. But anyway, think about buying an electric car if you have a short commute or a mid commute. Think about it. And if you need more than 40 miles, buy a pure electric. Pure electric, they'll get you, a cheap electric like a Fiat 500e or a Chevy Spark EV will normally get you 80, 85 miles in non-winter. In winter, the heat going strong, probably 55 or 60 miles. It's depending on a lot of variables. But anyway, very cheap to drive. Very cheap to drive. If that interests you, but in the end, you just drive what you want. if you don't want to get 170 or 140 mpge, if you don't want to spend 42 cents to drive 25 miles because you like your gas guzzling pickup truck, that's fine. Drive what you like, and if people don't like it, then piss on them. It doesn't matter if you drive a gas guzzling truck or if you drive a energy saving EV. As far as I'm concerned, I don't care. That's your business. I'm only here to provide information. You know, I would like to see people in electric cars, because the more people that own them, the better it's going to be for us who love EVs, because they're not going to make them when people don't buy them. But I don't want you to buy them enough to lie to you or misrepresent anything. Buy what you want. You know, I'm hoping you'll choose an EV. I really do, for mainly selfish reasons, and I think that's a good choice. I think it's a great choice for almost everybody. I think almost everybody should have an electric car as their secondary car. But if you choose not to, because you're an EV hater or for other reasons, don't matter what the reason is. It's not my business what you choose. There's nobody else's business. But anyway, think about it. If you have think about it for your commute. Get an EV whenever you need a vehicle at some point. You have a great day, and thanks for watching. Remember, chicks love chicks love scars and electric cars. But Marty McFlygill, he says I'm wrong. He says chicks dig scars and laugh at electric cars. But Marty McFlygill is an EV hater. So there you go. You have a great day, and thanks for watching.